Robert.
Yo, it's shaking AC.
Oh my goodness. 3 roundtables were shaken today. 3.
Really?
Well, one was sort of an internal one with a company that we're working with, my team and I. The second one was the CFA, shout out to the Canadian Franchise Association roundtable, or for just the association. Woo woo. It was the which you were at, the Stop Overthinking Social Media roundtable. Before we move on to the third roundtable, what was your key takeaway?
To stop overthinking social media.
Yeah. So you didn't even need to come to the roundtable to learn that.
Yeah, the subject was enough.
I think we should hold you accountable from this rant to the next rant, that between now and then you post something that you weren't planning on posting on like LinkedIn, where you talk about, like, you give some value to your potential audience or your prospective franchisees or whatever, and mention that, hey, if you want to join a fun franchise,
Okay.
you know? Okay. I'll hold you accountable for doing at least one, because I know that you are a planner and you like to plan this out. And I'm like, stop overthinking it. Analysis leads to paralysis. So you got to just go. So if anybody else is listening to this, maybe that's what this rant should actually be about.
Analysis leads to paralysis?
Yes. Do you think we should rant about this?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's a great idea, because I still don't get it. Like, I understand the fact that, like, you can't, like, you can never get anything done if you continue to plan and try to make it perfect, right? But you also don't want to put something out there that's crappy, right? That, like, just makes people think, like, really, man, you should have put on a shirt, or, like, get your facts straight, because you can't remember this stuff. Like, you're just rambling. So, because I know you, for example, you plan your podcast, like, you make notes, right? So where's the line of, like, I need to plan it so it's...
You just told my secret, Robert. No, I just talk and it comes out, okay?
Okay. But, like,
sometimes I do it that way, sometimes I do it the other way. But yeah, it depends.
Yeah, so that's what I don't get, really, is I get that you can plan and plan and plan and plan for days and ages and never release your product or your idea, and that's just useless, right? It's always got to be perfect and tinkering. But all the way on the other side, where you just whip it off the cuff, some people are good at that, but sometimes you need to organize your thoughts and put things together and be like, I should mention this, I shouldn't mention this, which that is a level of planning. So where is this line?
Okay. So here's the thing. If, like, I always say doing something is better than nothing. Now, I agree that, like, if it's not common, but there are people that will make a video or something and I'm like, oh, that wasn't that good. But it's not usually damaging the brand. It just maybe could have been better. But if they would have spent the time to do it better, then they might not have never done it. I still think the not so good video is better than zero video, because at least you got yourself out there and you practiced. You learn by doing it. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get, the better you get at it. And so I still think it's better to do a not so great video and risk that, people might think that's not a great video, than not doing it. Because the only true marketing is the marketing that you do.
Right. Okay. But you're talking about, like, videos that would be put out into, like, Facebook or LinkedIn stories, right? And things that people see on your feed. But if you're putting a video out that has to have a life, some sort of promotional video or advertisement or like review of your core values, something that you're going to go back and reference to all the time, don't you always want it to be complete and make sure it covers everything?
Yeah, but why not just do it the first time and then you can redo it when you're ready to redo it and make it better? If you're going to put it on your website and even then though, like, I'd rather have a video like this that we're doing now on my website than no video, to at least have something. So now when it comes to it being a franchisee in a company, that you got to be careful that you're at least following the company's brand, guidelines and standards, like maybe no profanity, maybe there's probably, things that they need to be taught and whatever that they can't do. But I think we got to be careful that we don't worry so much about brand guidelines that we stifle creativity.
Right. Okay. But so now imagine if you had a franchisee and they recorded this video and they're like, hello, my name is Robert. I own a Control V franchise. You should come visit me. Thanks. And they send it. And then I'll be like, what the hell is this, Robert? And they'll be like, well, you said do something is better than nothing. I'll be like, no. In this case, nothing may have been better. Right.
At the end of the day, is that going to damage the brand?
Well, it may not serve its purpose. It may not drive customers, right?
But eventually, potentially, he gets better, and you maybe say, "Hey, here, that was great. Next time, one thing we could do to make it even better." Like you can work with that at least. At least he's doing something.
Yeah, and yeah, I get that. I mean, you want people to be doing something.
Like if you're doing nothing, you're gonna get nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you do something, at least you can learn from it and grow from it. You've heard me say this line, one of my favorite Marie Forleo lines: clarity comes from engagement, not thought.
Yeah.
People like nothing ever got done from sitting around thinking about it.
Yeah.
All these thought leaders that I listen to on my YouTube videos to get me kind of revved up for my day or when I need to reset. Action, like that's why a core value at AC Inc. is action equals growth. By doing, that's how we're going to get the clarity. I hear it over and over, and I'm like, thank goodness that's a thing, because that's what I do. I just do it. And if I look back at videos I've done, there's lots of ums in them, and they're not always, I often miss something, but I'm like, at least I did it. If I would have waited till I got it perfect, I wouldn't have done it.
Well, and so that's my struggle is I understand that you can't wait till you got it perfect. But on the other side, I believe that you can't just put out anything. There's this level where you can sit down even for 5 minutes, 10 minutes and be like, okay, I should talk about this.
Yeah,
record, right?
Yeah.
Yes. What is that line? Is it 5 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? Is it 15 minutes? Should I make a note? Should I not make a note? Right?
Yeah, you're already overthinking. That's your problem right there. But that's the thing. So yeah, I think it's definitely fine to take a half an hour to plan it if you want, or 20 minutes, or when you get that thought, maybe what I often do, and this is why people always tease me for being in my car. But I literally do it in my car, because often I get the thought when I'm on the move and I'm like, this is a good time to do this. Or
I get my thoughts in the shower.
Well,
I'm not filming any videos in there. At least not for the interwebs.
That could go either way. You could put that out there. It could help Control V, maybe.
Okay.
Are you blushing? Are you blushing?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. How much time do we have left?
We got about a minute and a half.
Okay, real quick story. When I first started to call myself a franchise consultant, which I don't use that term anymore, but an advisor, people said, you got to have a weekly blog newsletter. E-newsletter needs to go out. And I was like, it took me so long to get one article written. And I was like, how long does it need to be? And it needs to be this many words. And I'm like, And I was like, why don't I just do a little tip? And I called it the exponential growth tip. At least I can do that. One little tip's going to go out every week. So I wasn't going to sit there and try to create this whole big thing. I was like, that I can do. So small action step, I can do that. And then I realized I kind of prefer video over writing. Now, if you prefer writing, you could stick with the writing, but in my case, prefer doing videos. So I started just recording this one exponential growth tip. And it was like, it wasn't organized. There was no call to action, but I did it. And people started reacting and saying, oh, I'm really liking your videos. Those are great. I was like, okay, I'm going to keep doing it. So, and then I think it got better as time went on, or maybe it didn't, but people seem to like them. So I keep going. So anyway, get out there, do the thing.
Do something.
Oh.
Anyone who needs to do something or figure out how to do something or get something rolling, reach out to Angela and her team.
I will help you. I will get you going. And the third roundtable, by the way, today was the usual AC Inc. weekly franchisor roundtable, where we talked, of course, about peer performance groups. But I just wanted to wrap that up because I said I was on 3 roundtables today.
Okay, let's wrap up this episode.
Okay, now go do something. Something
Okay.
better than nothing. And 3, 2, 1.
Go be awesome.
Awesome.